and then I
Yeah.
hear a noise or see a shadow or something, it won't freak me out because I've not seen any such movie.
Morning again.
Hello, good morning. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. How are you doing?
I'm doing good too. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So, yes, how is your day going?
Yeah, it's excellent and I'm enjoying my day. Thanks for
What are your
asking.
plans after being a Sunday?
I have two more session today, in the evening, and after that, like this day is just like amazing. Like I do not know. I do not plan anything, but I have
I
some plan.
haven't planned anything.
I didn't plan anything, but I will make one short or one horror video.
Okay, all right. That
Yeah.
is very nice. So, do you have any topics in mind for this session?
Yes, I would like to share one horror story. So, if
Oh
you
my
don't
God.
mind,
Okay, all right.
yeah. So, would you like to listen this story, or we can discuss on
Listen
any
to
other topic?
this story? Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, this story is told by my nanny, and she shared this story when I was in fifth standard. She told me that,
So, you can say by my grandmother, right?
yeah,
Okay.
this story is said by told by my great grandmother. So she told me that she working she was working in farm, and with her there were three friends with her.
Hmm.
So that day was winter days, just like these days. Winter, no, winter has always have winter always has a small day. Like day
Hmm.
is small and night is big. So she was working in field, and she forgot that she need to cross that river. Like her farm was like
Across
we
a
need,
river.
yeah, we need to cross the river, and
Hmm.
after that river we have farm. So she was quite late. It was around 7 in the
Hmm.
evening. So there was a lot of stories regarding that river.
There were a
Uh,
lot of stories.
there were a lot of stories that people has experienced.
People have
Some
experienced.
people had experienced.
Yeah,
Yeah,
have.
people
I think
had.
we have. That it's not the case anymore.
Yeah, people still. I mean, nowadays not, but in her like eras, in her
Okay,
day,
then
that
you can say people had experienced there.
yeah, people had experienced some supernatural experience over there. Some entities was over there, and they just troubling some people,
So you can
and
say paranormal activity.
paranormal activities over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she was returning from farm, and it was around 7 p.m.
Hmm.
and it was quite dark, and they never bring anything with them like torch or something like that. So it was quite difficult to them to return from that farm. So
Hmm.
no, that day and that day was an amavas, and
Hmm.
it was quite scary, and it just creepy that there was one female and who was continuously crying without any reason. And they were like, who is that female, and why she is crying. And she like they was about to like they she was walking towards them with them.
Hmm.
Like they don't know like who is she, and why is she crying, and why is she following them. And it was so scary, and they got
My.
scared of that. Yeah. And even they asked that they once they thought that it might be she's alone here, she might
Hmm.
lose her path, and because of that she want our help. She asked her that are you in trouble, do you want any help. So she didn't reply anything, she was continuously crying. And it was so scary. As then they got to know that this is not the case, this case is something different. And you getting you're getting sleep, I guess. Yeah. and she was gay, and they warned her that we do not know you, and we do not know you, and you don't know us, so do not make
Follow
us
us.
trouble. Yeah.
Yeah.
So just go from that place. And so they just chant some mantras and all. She
Did
and they never, yeah, so she never means like they like my granny and her friends never look back forward. Like we do not need to look back forward, otherwise that entity is lattice with you. And yes, and very next day, like each of them get fever. So
God
for,
feed.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and for few days it was with them only, and then they feel like they return to normal life. Yeah.
My God.
Yeah.
So they did not encounter anything like that later on.
No. And that day was a Amawas, and lot of
Hello.
things during that days and during that. Am I audible?
Yeah, can you just repeat what you said last?
Yeah. Like during Amawas, people experience such kind of things.
Okay, can you explain to me the concept of Amavas? I'm not aware about. I've heard about this word, but what
Yeah.
is it? When is it? Why is it? I don't know.
Like 15 days we say Purnima, it's a Purnima, and then Amawas, like Chandra or something
Is
like
it
that.
around the Diwali time or what time? And what does it signify?
Mouse means like black magic and black entities get power during this day. So do not bring strong perfumes, do not bring sweet with you, and do not bring meat with you during night time. I heard this, and this is quite real because like those share their experience. It's quite difficult and creepy to get to know that they experience such things during if they just during night especially.
Yeah.
And one there was one guy and who shared his experience. I getting goosebumps right now. There
Hmm.
were three friends, and he told that he were living with his friend like in
He
hostel.
was living with. Yeah.
Yeah, they were living with three friends in hostel, and it was, and they always go out in different place because that guy live in other city, and they was so crazy to visit a different place of that city. So
Hmm.
unknown and randomly they visit one garden. They do not know anything, any history about that garden, and one of three bring a tiffin, and in that tiffin he bring meat during night time.
On Amavas. Amazing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, and
not a Mawas, but a random day. So he
oh,
was, yeah, and he was. It was night time, and they was hungry, and they were about to have that, and that meat start to what to say smell very fishy.
okay.
Suddenly they start to feel that something is they just start to feel some negative energy, something like that. And suddenly they saw one man, and who was too tall and who was so creepy, and he was chanting some mantras or something like that. He was just chanting, uttering something. And um, and they were surprised that this place was not is not like too much crowded. And because of that no, like they were ignore him, and he suddenly start to come closer to them. He was start to come closer to them,
He
and without any
started
reason.
coming closer to them.
Yeah,
Hmm.
he was started to come
Not he
closer
was
to.
started. He started. Okay. He started
Yeah,
coming closer. Yeah.
closer to them. So they were so scared, like who is he? And that was so creepy, and they left that tiffin over there and just ran away from that place. And they just visit their home, and they just share the story with their parents. So their parents told that that like you are not only guys, you are not only one who
You
experienced
are
this.
not the only people who have experienced this.
You are not only people who experience this before you. There are a lot of people experience this because nearby that garden, it was one pond, and people says that like some chalavas lattice you if you just wear some strong perfume, and
Hmm.
it just bring some meat. So they they like bring that meat, and because of that he try to latches with them.
Hmm.
So yeah, and after that they never visited place.
My God.
Yes,
These are real.
yes.
So
One of these told by my nanny. She
the
is
other
not
one?
my nanny, but yeah, yeah. Another one, just a random guy. Like we were just discussing some on different topics. So he shared
So
that because
from your
I
own
was
like village?
yeah, like I was doing podcasting on one application, and that RJ shared this story. Yeah, and these stories is happen in Rajasthan.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
right. So you are into like horror movies and also, which is your favorite horror movie?
Um, I watched that Funk movie. It was so scary. Funk,
Which one?
Funk. That black magic, that girl,
Is it a Hollywood or a Bollywood?
Bollywood.
Bollywood.
Funk, yes, Bollywood.
Who is in
Yes.
that?
I do not remember Rick. Like they are just normal people, and they just like cast them as in that movie only. So
Okay. So have
they
you
they
watched
they were
movies
no
like
popular faces in that movie. Yeah.
okay. Have you watched movies like Conjuring and Nun, Annabelle and all that?
I was 19, 20. I watched that movie. It was so scary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. I don't know. I
Conjuring. Have you had that watched that movie Conjuring?
Conjuring one is the only movie that I've watched. No other movie in terms of
Okay.
horror movies because I can't. I just don't want to, you know,
Torture
torture
yourself.
torture myself exactly. So
Yeah.
I don't watch. I'm not into horror movies at all.
Yeah. Like today itself only, I told you that before our session, I heard one podcast is regarding like haunted only, and that guy is from South India, but he live in Delhi, and he was invited by Ranveer Allahabadiya.
Yeah.
So yeah, and he shares a lot of different his experience, life experience.
Hmm.
Like he told that he can imagine that if something will happen, he 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 gets some dreams that it will be happen. He is
Hmm.
in lift, and lift will get stuck, and he will
Hmm.
get die. And this happened with him every time, and one day he stopped to dream. He didn't got that dream, and
Hmm.
suddenly he gets stuck in that day only. He get stuck in that lift, and from that day onward, like every time when he just try to get lift, he gets stuck in that lift, and
My
he
God.
stopped to take lift.
Why does
Yes.
he even have to use that lift? I would never go again.
Yeah, and it was like his phobia, right? Like these days, he never take lift ever, and he can understand that there is some entities around him. He
Hmm.
told that like it was so scary and so creepy.
I know,
Yeah.
I know.
So, do you have any in this kind of experience in your life, or
No, no creepy experiences as such, like when it
mm,
comes to like ghostly experiences. Because
yeah,
what I feel is that when you watch more and more horror movies, you
mm,
get more such ideas. So in case I'm walking to the kitchen at night in the dark, and then I
yeah,
hear a noise or see a shadow or something, it won't freak me out because I've not seen any such movies which has
yeah,
which makes such elements scary, right? So that
yeah,
is why then I find them normal. I don't really
mm,
pay attention to those. But I'm sure if I watch a horror movie and then walk to the kitchen, I'm sure I'll see or hear something different, which will again,
yeah,
freak me out. So yeah, personally don't have experiences. There are again some, those typical convent school,
Hmm.
ghost stories that obviously I've heard about. That, in the backyard there was this, and like below this hall there is that, stuff like that. But
Yeah.
apart from that, like, no, I have been, consciously away from such stories and
Yeah.
events. So yeah.
And yeah, and like that Ranveer Allahabadiya shared his real life experience.
Yeah, yeah, I am
So
aware
some,
about that. I've heard that one clip in the reels and all. Yes,
yeah,
like
and
something like this, and yeah, I
yes,
remember that one. Yes.
yeah, and he told that like one of his friend did black magic on him.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah,
Why are they
and
even
she was
friends?
she was not too close, but like on regular basis they start to speak, and they build good relation. And on like on that day onward, they get to know he get to know that she trying to do some black magic. Like he bring him on blank road, like there is no one like that, and you can feel that this road is not good, and this
Mm-hmm.
place it just like consists a lot of negative energies.
Yeah.
So she was like doing something like
Ha,
that,
ha,
and she
ha,
was
I
chanting some
remember.
mantras and tick
Yeah,
tick tick. And it
I know
was so
what
sweet.
this
Yeah,
is. Yes.
have you watched it?
Yes, yes, that is the one I was saying.
Yeah,
But okay, so with that, we are at the end of the session. Time is up. So thank
yeah,
you so much, and it was lovely speaking to you as always. Just
yeah,
one tip that, at the end of the day, the point of these conversations is so that you improve your spoken English, right?
yes,
So I know that you're very excited to tell me the stories and everything, but you shouldn't be ignoring, the corrections. So
yes,
what is happening right now is, what I noticed 2 3 times is, whenever I corrected you, even if you repeated the correction, you repeated them incorrectly. You can check that in the recording as well.
yeah, yeah,
So just make sure that you repeat it correctly. That is
yeah,
important. Okay, because if you're again repeating it incorrectly, then what is the point, right?
yeah,
So
yeah,
you can continue with what you want to say, but just make sure that you repeat correctly. Okay,
yeah, yeah.
rest you're good to go. Okay.
Yeah. Bye, dear, and have a
And
great day.
thank you. You too. Bye bye.